Project Cargo Professionals is on tour across Europe, and for today's show, I didn't need to go far. In Porto, the city I now call home, I meet Edgar Monteiro, Strategy and Development Director of LASO Transportes, a Portuguese heavy transport and lifting specialist with a fleet of more than 3,000 units and a footprint that stretches from Iberia to Africa and beyond. We talk expansion, ambition, and what it takes to grow a project cargo business across continents. This is Voices of Breakbulk Europe. It's Project Cargo Professionals. We are here with Voices of Breakbulk Europe, and today I am with Edgar Monteiro, Strategy Director for LASO, here in front of the beautiful River Douro in Porto.
Yes, beautiful city, my city. So I invite everyone to visit once.
Great to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, thank you.
So you guys are the Portugal experts, but not only Portugal.
No. We LASO, we already are in several countries. So we start in Portugal, Spain, and we go growing for the other countries. And it's a pleasure to bring our culture and our knowledge to other countries.
So tell us a bit about Porto as a city, and also how important northern Portugal is in terms of project cargo, heavy industrial manufacturing and so on.
Okay, Porto, I grow here, I study here, I make the beginning of my life entire here. It's a beautiful city, okay. Last years we receive a lot of visitors, and that is nice because you walk on the city and you see different cultures, different people, and you see the people and the city moving, okay? New business, new activities, cultural activities, economic activities, and this is good for a city, okay? You see life on our city. In terms of business and project cargo, the north of Portugal always are an area where we have big industries, okay, that of course need to produce goods, big goods to be carried. And on that case, LASO have here excellent opportunities to be a trustable partner for that industries, okay. I can give to you an example. For example, FSEC, it's a big company. They produce truffles, okay? They are linked to our universities, engineering.
Truffles?
Truffles, yeah. And we work with them. We already carry out and make big transport of truffles, one of them with more than 400 tons. And of course, we have to the Rhenus harbor that is a good gateway from the out of the country when we export big goods. Okay, but everything needs to be transported in land, even if after we have a vessel or wherever. But it's important to combine these two realities: the producers and the transport companies, heavy transport companies.
Yeah, it feels like I see one of your trucks nearly every day when you drive around Portugal.
Yes, and that I have a story about that because before I start working on LASO, I not know too much about LASO, but when the opportunity appears and I start looking for the motorways and the roads, always
all the time. Some
yeah.
with a coil or whatever it is, you always see LASO trucks here.
And that is important because it's not only in Portugal, because if you go to France, to Holland, to Germany, even UK, Italy, the countries where are based, of course in Spain too, always you can see LASO trucks running one way for another way, and that is good.
So as a group, tell us about your core business and where you sit in the project cargo supply chain. Are you typically working direct with customers, or do you get your business from forwarders, or how does it work?
Okay, I'm in LASO. I will make 8 years in next 2 of May, and LASO every year we develop a little bit. Okay, I can say that in beginning we work more with freight forwards, but now we already have some direct customers. Okay. For us, a customer and a supplier always are partnerships, and we want to make partnerships, good partnerships, because this allow us to develop and improve and growing. Okay, but now we have the capacity to offer to our customers key enhanced service. If they want just talk with one person, one commercial, we can supply several services, and sometimes some customers like freight forwards are our suppliers, and we bring business to them and they bring business to us. Okay, of course, with our internationalization, it's much more easy because always we have a LASO person in the other side of another country that really know the rules, really know how the things work.
And your role? Tell us a bit about that.
My role, I'm the Strategy and Development Director. I help our administration to define, but especially to implement the strategy for the companies of the group. Okay. Of course, when I start in LASO, after more or less 9 months, we start to open our branch in Germany. After we open in Italy, Holland, France, and UK, we make this in 4 years, and of course this demands a lot of work, but with passion we do a lot of things. Okay.
So let's talk a bit about Iberia, Spain, and Portugal. Mm-hmm. What makes Iberia unique from a heavy transport perspective?
Okay, Iberia, fortunately or unfortunately, comparing with Europe, we are a little bit away, okay, geographically speaking. And of course, because of that, our companies need to improve and make all efforts to put their products in the center of Europe, okay? We are talking about Paris, London, Berlin, wherever. And this demands transport, okay? For a funny thing, or not so funny, but we have even a problem with the railway from the trains, because the railways in Portugal and Spain is a little bit different. So we are not so connected on the train transport. And because of that, the trucks have more opportunity to make more transport than maybe they did because if we have the same railway between Portugal and Spain, it's more easy to send goods by train. Of course, we have the big competitors and solutions by sea, but I think that is a good major cause that in the past make our transport companies develop and create a unique space to grow. Okay.
So talk a bit about the fleet that you have.
Yes, at the moment we have a fleet with more than 3,000 equipments. Okay, and that is I think a great advantage of LASO. We invest a lot all years in a new fleet, in different fleets. We work with the major suppliers of equipment, of systems, everything, to always ensure that we have the last better solution. So when a customer brings to us a different challenge, transport that never one did it, we will try everything to do it, and 99% we do it. Okay?
So it's road transport and lifting.
Yes, and lifting. We have a dedicated department to lifting. We call heavy lift. Okay, we have a department that can arrange to multimodal solutions combined between vessels and the trucks, and this makes the difference.
And here in Portugal, is there much of a market in Açores or Madeira, or how do you normally deal with those? Do you keep any fleet there, or?
No, yeah. We have two situations. Of course, that's islands from Portugal, beautiful island. I invite everyone to know too. The same thing that happens here in the Porto with the tourism and so on happens in Madeira for a long time, and now much more in Açores. That is an island a little bit unexplored. Okay, you see a lot of natural things, but the hotels and the tourism area invest a lot, and this needs for sure transport and goods for build hotels and so on.
And you recently carried out what was described as the largest transport operation ever in Lisbon.
In Lisbon, yes,
Yeah.
yes. We
Talk us through that.
We transport. That was a big challenge, okay, especially because the tuneladora is the goods that we transport was working on the center of the city, okay, making a good benefits for the city. And just for you understand is the total dimensions and weight of the combination between the car and the equipment was more we have the length of approximately 97 meters, okay, 7.8 meters of width and 7.17 meters of high, more than 640 tons. So this is huge, okay? And we put more than 30 people in a team working on this, engineering, the manutention people, and of course the drivers and the escort drivers to work together. And this is another challenge, put all the people work together to carry on this transport, and it was a success. And it's possible to see this on our website and YouTube. We even some TVs show the transport. Was very nice.
One of the milestone projects of LASO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe and I for sure will be present on the next exhibition on Breakbulk.
And I know wind has been a very important market for you as well. How does that look now? Is that still the case?
Yes, wind business for us is very, very important, okay? But for us it means more or less 40% of our global turnover, okay? But it's a challenge area because, of course, we need special equipments, very, very big investments, and, of course, a well-trained team to make the things happen, okay? And at the moment, with the situation we are living, political and economic, and we know that the big goals for even the humanity was the environment, and is a pleasure. So work in an area that we can work for next generations.
But how do you see demand for that now? Is it still growing or?
No, yes, it's still growing. We know the goals that especially European Union, the countries have it for the clean energy, and it's wind and solar energy. These two energy combined, for sure, I believe that in next 10 years will be the major energies that produce electric power, and they are totally clean, okay? Of course, this is important. It's not install turbines and solar panels. It's important that the infrastructure of the network improve too. And because of that, we have in the project car we have a lot of work to install new trafos that have the capacity to hold on the big peaks of energy, because we know that with wind and solar we have in some moments of the day big peaks of producer, and the infrastructure need to be able to manage and save that energy to spend in the night on the days that we don't have so sun and less wind. Okay.
But I know some of the big wind manufacturers want to modularize or simplify their shipping and logistics. How do you think that's going to affect your business?
Of course, if they develop and reduce the dimensions of the goods, the transports will be more normal. But last years we see that the big producers, they are increasing the dimensions. Okay, of course they want to, because more dimension, more capacity, produce much more too. And we always are with them, try to adapt our equipments, work much closer with our producers, challenge them, the suppliers of the equipment. But of course, one day we cannot stop it, because we need to. They need to stop the increasing, because we already transport blades with 98 meters of length. So and the roadworks, the bridges, one day will not support this more length than this. Okay, but we are here. We work with everyone to try to make possible the transports.
Hi, it's David here from Breakbulk. Thanks for checking out Voices of Breakbulk Europe, our collaboration with PCP. For over 20 years, Breakbulk Europe has connected the global project cargo community, bringing over 11,000 professionals from 120 countries to Rotterdam. Make sure to register for your ticket online so you can join us at the Rotterdam Ahoy from June 16th to 18th. Enjoy the podcast and see you at Breakbulk Europe.
This series is sponsored by Rhenus Project Logistics, who deliver turnkey solutions across the project lifecycle. They specialize in managing complex cargo using a mix of transport modes, including sea, rail, air, and heavy haulage. With a strong global network, in-house engineering, and access to their own assets, including terminals, barges, and vessels, Rhenus helps reduce risk, improve efficiency, and maintain control throughout the supply chain. Find out more via the link in the description below. Right, so let's discuss a little bit about the international expansion then, because I'm assuming that LASO began life as a pure Portuguese company.
Yes.
So how did the overseas expansion come about?
Okay, and I'm happy to speak about it because we start expanding after I enter on the company, because that was...
So it's all thanks to you.
No, it's not thanks to me, but I think I'm important part of that. Special because I believe on difficult things and that is important. No, the expansions of course happens because our administrators wanted, and our team, all teams support this. Okay, but to be honest, when I start in LASO, we are in Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and Mozambique. But the truth is that to follow our customers' requirements, we every day have trucks in every big countries of Europe, okay? And we feel the need to support our drivers too. But of course, we see that and we receive all days a lot of requests from customers that are based on Spain, on Germany, Holland, the big customers, especially the early customers too. So we decide to move and go on and see, okay, if we are more near our customers with people that speak the same language, understand the needs, for sure we will have more capacity to offer better service for the customers. And for our drivers that are outside the country.
And tell us about your Africa strategy then. You mentioned that you're in 2 countries there.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the strategy in Africa, the business that you've got there, and how that might develop in the future.
Okay, Africa is an important continent too. We know that they have big resources of gas and big countries, big dimension. And Mozambique in this case are a door to enter in Africa. Okay, very connected with South Africa, that is a big country with a lot of need from energy and another countries behind that for sure need special projects and a big cargo. Okay.
And in terms of expanding your fleet, I saw you've been doing a lot of investment. What's driving that, and how do you think the investment might grow in the future?
Yeah, every year we invest a lot, okay? Normally between 20, 30 millions and sometimes more in not only in fleet, but especially in fleet, of course. We per the rules and for our own principles, we want always new fleets, less consume, more friendly of the ambience. And for other side, we are investing too in infrastructures, okay? So we are building or acquiring yards on near our offices to give to our fleet more capacity in terms of manutention. We can do manutention at the moment already in Sète, in France. We can do it in Vitoria, because we finish and we will open very soon a new yard. But we have already there other facilities that can make manutention on our trucks. And of course, for the special areas like windmill project cargo, we always invest a lot. Like the project we talked a few minutes ago, the big one in Lisbon, we have the gear bridge from Goldoffer, the Factor 5, that is the last one they produce, and that allow us to make this kind of transport. Okay, of course, is extremely expensive equipment, but allow us to make unique things. Okay.
And what are the biggest challenges that are facing you as a European operator at the moment?
Okay, I think for us in our sector, of course, the whole economic ambience at the moment, because the wars we have are very difficult. But as a transport company, we face big problems because, especially on the permit side, okay? We make part of the European Union, but the rules are very different for each country. And sometimes is a little bit frustrating, say a customer that you need to wait 4 or 5 weeks to get a permit to make a transport that we have all capacity to do, but we need the permit. Okay. And the rules are different. Okay. So in some countries, in 2 weeks you can have it. In other countries, you need to wait 4 or 5 weeks and pray that is not Christmas time or summertime, because this seems that is not true, but is some parts, some departments, some countries maybe just have one person that do the job, and if the person go in holidays, it's not 4 weeks, it's 10 weeks or 8 weeks. So that is not good, and sometimes our customers not understand. We need to explain, and this is a little bit frustrating. Another important thing I saw that speaking from time ago, it's the electronic CMR, okay? As we know, the CMR is important document that we have and signed between the customer and us, and we still using papers. I not see any reason to not put this automatic and electronic for all countries. It's simple, and this will benefit a lot. We reduce papers, bureaucracy, and for sure we help a little bit the customers and even the transport companies to be more efficient. Okay, especially in the moment that on payments, because we are in an area that we pay our big costs. We pay in 30 days. Yeah. And normally we receive from customers in 60 days and or more. So if we can put all this bureaucracy more easy and reduce it, it's very important for us.
How's Portugal doing on the permits and the electronic documentation side?
Yeah, Portugal, it's in terms of permits are not normally 3-4 weeks we have it them. Is not the best case, but is not the worst. Okay. About the electronic, on this area, I already work in the transport sector since 23 years, okay? And since that time, I heard that our parliament will sign the law that will allow it to sign POD, to make PODs electronics, but at the moment, is not do it yet.
Where do you have the biggest problems recruiting drivers?
Especially in the center of Europe. Germany is very tough. Holland a little bit too. But to be honest, for luck, LASO have a big brand. Okay, so when we say it's to work in LASO,
it's more interesting.
Yeah, more interesting, and of course we pay more than the average.
And obviously the conflict in the Middle East now is on the news every day. How's that affecting your business?
Yeah, too much, because the fuel price increased a lot. Okay. Our business, we make proposals and special big projects when we work with 2 years in advance and so on. We make proposals, and when you look for the price of fuel in that's in 15 days change completely. this is crazy and affect, of course, the business of our customers because the costs increase a lot. And for us, the fuel it's on our business. The fuel is 35% of the total cost, so it's a lot. So I look every day the news, and I hope that the conflict finish quickly. Let's see.
And I spoke to one of your colleagues at Breakbulk last year about the blackout and the effect that had a big impact on your operation. I remember telling me.
Yes.
What lessons have you learned from that, and how's that affected the way that you plan and handle your operations now?
Yes, to be honest, at that time when that happens, I was in France, and I don't feel because I'm there, and I just know after one day the all details what's happened. But this is a good example of that the governments need to improve, because according to the news, and this was caused by a big peak of producer of electricity, I think in Spain, but we are the infrastructure, the networks are very connected.
Yeah.
So we can invest a lot to make new wind farm yards, to solar fields and so on, but we need to have capacity to manage the energy that they produce. Okay, of course this affect everyone, especially because start some rumors that that are linked to the Ukrainian war and was an attack and so on, and the people start to be crazy. And every small things on our life depend on power, electricity. So the some places don't have UPS, don't have nothing, so they start immediately out. You not have if you normally you pay with cards, you not have money, but the terminal is not working. So in terms of society, was a big impact, and the people stay a little bit crazy. And remember the COVID, that is where they go to the shopping and buy everything just to store, and this is a little bit crazy. In terms of our area, our works, of course we stay out from after some hours with contact with the drivers. Of course, if they already have instructions, they can go to the customers, but some customers not have capacity to load the cargos, and we lose one day of activity. Okay. In terms of LASO and systems, what we do, we always invest in the good systems. We invest a lot on infrastructures to be a little bit independent to create energy. We have solar panels in every roofs of our facilities. But of course, we not
in the UK, surely.
No, not in UK, because UK we just have for now we just have.
That won't help you much.
No, we just have a small office, but and of course the weather in UK, but it's changing, okay? Because some days I make a lot of team meetings, and some days I say, oh, here in Porto I have a lot of clouds, and my colleagues that are in Southampton say, no, here I see the sun, and so on. So the weather is changing, but we try to be prepared.
There was a great video I saw from LASO UK, the drone video of your driver.
Yes.
Really nice.
Really
video.
nice. And we are increasing in UK too. We will receive now 2 new trucks, and the team are very, very, very well, because was the last our branch that we opened, and they go very well. They are growing well. We have our own trucks in UK. Sometimes we can send them to Mozambique if our colleagues in Mozambique need it, because they drive on the same side.
Oh, do they? Perfect.
Yes. So it's a thing that we can do here in Portugal, but for Mozambique, yes, it's a coincidence, but it's fun. And we really believe on the UK market too.
So looking ahead, where do you see the most exciting opportunities for growth for LASO, either countries or sectors?
Yes, for sure. In other countries, to be honest, at the moment our concern is consolidate our branches. Okay, so we cannot forget that in 4 years we opened five branches, different culture, different language. That is a challenge too.
Quite quick,
because we start with 1, 2, and we get very good results, and we go. But now we need to stabilize. Okay, stabilize, consolidate. but of course, if some opportunity appear, we can look it. But we make a big bet too in the other area that we have, that is partnerships. And so in some countries, like for example Poland, in past we thought a little bit if we should open or not, but to be true, we make some partnerships, and sometimes maybe not compensate. We go to a country where we already have some partnerships, and they can help us. Some transport companies, we work for them, they work for us, and we are growing on that sector too. In terms of business areas, I think of course the aeolic and project the wind cargo and projects will still grow, because we have the environment goals from EUA and the decarbonization of the economy. Another important thing is the investment that Europe are doing on the military business sector, because for the military it's an area that demand a lot of development, investigation.
And as we said, Breakbulk Europe is just coming up in Rotterdam. You guys are always there as exhibitors. Tell us about the value that you've got from that event and what you get there that you can't replicate elsewhere.
Yes, okay. Breakbulk, it's an amazing moment. Always are 2-3 days. In this case now it's 3 days. Fantastic, because we review some of our customers that we only can see, at least some people in other countries see once per year. Okay, we can show our projects. It's a unique moment of friendship, okay, and challenge, because we get the time to make some meetings, personal meetings, and discuss new projects, and it's fantastic time, okay, and it's very tough, but it's very, very nice to see how many people we receive on our stand. This year we will have some news on our stand, okay. Technology news. I hope that our visitors like it, okay, and especially even for LASO is a unique moment, because we join persons from all branches, okay. And we can be together these days. We stay on the same hotel, and we share things, difficulties. We clear things, because sometimes when we speak different language, even if you talk English, sometimes some word or something not understand well, and it's like a perfect moment to see it.
So tell us, when you're not traveling for work, what do you like doing when you're at home here in Porto? In
Porto. Here, my first role when I'm not working is be father. Okay. It's a passion. And I like to be a father kid, because I play football, I play games on PlayStation, I see movies.
Which part of the city do you live in? Are you near the beach?
Yes, near the beach. It's very nice. When I enter on the car and come to LASO, of course we have the bridges, because I live in Gaia.
Okay. Where we are now?
Yes, where we are now, and we need to cross the bridge. But always I want to see the sea, and this bring me a little bit calm and energy to face the work, and special on spring and the summer. Porto is very, very beautiful.
Absolutely. So just before we go, tell us something more about Porto. You said it's changed a lot over the years. Tell us how it's changed, and also if somebody from the industry is coming to visit Porto, what should they not miss? What should they do when they're here?
Of course, when they come here, they will find a city where the people, the citizens are very welcome, and always with a smile, and they will be very well received, okay? Here we have the Iberia area, okay, near the river, the Douro River, where you have a lot of bars, and you have the wine caves of the Douro Port wine, okay? That's I really recommend to see it, because they have tradition, story, and taste the several wines that they produce. It's very, very nice. Okay?
What's the best one? If you're going to go on a Port Cave tour, which one do you like?
I like a lot behind of the publicity, Taylors. I like a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have, I like a lot. But I invite to, is not in a port, but if they can use a cruise and go to Douro, where they produce the wines, the grapes is very, very nice too, okay? So after that, we have beautiful monuments even in the city, the Torre dos Clérigos, Clérigos, the Clérigos Tower, even the Aliados Avenue, when FC Porto celebrated the champions when they won. And we have Serralves. It's a beautiful place too, near Foz, where combine a little bit art expositions and the gardens, beautiful gardens. We have too the Crystal Palace, that is a good place too, and for sure I will forget something, but to take a coffee, Majestic is a beautiful traditional place, okay, and it's more or less like this. For sure will be more options, okay. In terms of work, and who works on our area, Relations Arbor Porto is nice to see, because they work very well and they have very facilities. So if someone work on the transport areas, big transport areas, it's important too. Okay.
Edgar, thank you very much for giving us a taste of Porto. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
This series of Project Cargo Professionals is supported by Procam Group, a leading integrated project logistics company in India, specializing in heavy haul, chartering, installation, and global forwarding. Find out more about them via the link in the description below, and thanks to Procam for their support.